From Studio 3C in Rockefeller Center, this is News 4 New York.
Today we are celebrating the summer and giving you great tips on summer safety. Many of us will send the kids off on camping excursions this summer, whether it's sleepaway camps or just a long weekend. But there is one thing that could ruin the fun more than a bear stealing your food. It is tick-borne illnesses, namely we're talking about Lyme disease. The illnesses can be painful and in some cases deadly. Here to talk more about that is Bob Oley, Public Health Advisor for the national nonprofit, the Tick-Borne Disease Alliance. Bob, good to have you here.
Pleasure being here, Gus. Thank you.
This is the time of year we really start to see this problem.
It really is. The months of May, June, and July, the nymphal deer ticks are out. They're very tiny ticks. They're about the size of a poppy seed on a bagel. And you won't see them because they're so very tiny. When they go on you, they crawl up very quickly on your body. And when they attach to you, they inject a painkiller so you won't feel them. It's
And you talk about the size there, just to give you some a reference point here. This is essentially what a bag of ticks you brought in, and I think that's a quarter.
That is a bag. It's a dime, actually.
A dime. Okay.
It's a bag of dead larval ticks.
Okay.
They're about the size of a speck of sand, and the reason you don't see them on your body, Gus, is because they are so very tiny, and they'll look like a freckle. They'll, like I said, when they attach to you, they inject a painkiller so you won't even feel them.
Okay, so this is a conversation we've all got to be having here. What should we be doing, first off, when we go out?
Gus, we need to educate our children as to what they need to do to take preventive action against ticks. And it's very important that they know what ticks are. It's very important that they know that ticks can go on them wherever they are, whether it's the woodlands, whether it's the grassy areas, whether it's really pretty much anywhere outside. And what they can do about it is there's a couple of things they can do from a prevention standpoint. One is clothing. You can wear clothing that's treated with permethrin. Permethrin is a chemical that's safe to be used on clothing, and as well as shoe wear, knapsacks, anything that you might have if you're going to camp. And the permethrin that's bonded to the clothes will kill ticks and repel ticks, and that's a very, very good thing to have. Now, you can also buy clothing that's pre-treated with permethrin. You can get it from different retailers like LL Bean, Orvis, REI. It's a bonding process that was developed by a company called Insect Shield out of Greensboro, North Carolina. And they treat this clothing, and you can get it pre-treated, and it's be good for like really the life of the garment if you're wearing it. You can also send your clothing to Insect Shield to be treated, and they will send it back to you. And again, you can wear this clothing, and it's probably the best thing you can do from a prevention standpoint is wearing clothing that's pre-treated or treating it yourself.
And this is something good with kids, because kids aren't going to always remember to put on bug spray, or we always tell them to put on sunblock. But when you're young, you kind of forget that stuff.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's the toughest thing, is to get children to use bug spray, insect repellent. The clothing is one thing that you don't think about. You put on your clothes in the morning, and you don't worry about ticks going on your clothing. It only takes 20, 30 seconds for a tick, once it goes on your clothing that's treated, to fall off and die. The insect repellents are important as well. And the CDC and Centers for Disease Control in 2008 recommended 4 different insecticides, one with DEET, one with a chemical called picaridin, another one with a chemical called IR3535. And then there was one more that's an organic lemon eucalyptus. All of them work very well for repelling ticks. They don't kill ticks like the clothing will, but they definitely repel. And last but not least, Gus, tick checks at the end of the day. When your children are outside, they come in, whether it's from day camp or whether they're at camp for a week or 2 weeks or whatever, they need to check themselves for ticks. And this is very, very important, because a lot of times you can find them. Ticks will collect, they'll climb up your body. You find them behind your knee, your navel, armpits, behind your ears. You have to be very careful in looking for these ticks. And those are really the prime ingredients: the clothing, the insect repellents, and the tick checks. And some of the clothing items we have here that you can get that's pre-treated. Children's shorts, T-shirts, you can get hooded sweatshirts. You can even get blankets now. Insect Shield makes a blanket that's pre-treated that you can use on picnic areas, you can use on the beach. these products are great, and they really, really will save your children and yourselves from getting bitten by ticks and coming down with any one of the deadly diseases that they carry.
And awareness and those checks are so important, Bob.
Awareness is key.
All right, Bob.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your time. Thanks
My
for being here.
pleasure. Thank you very much.
You got it. And coming up in the next half hour of News 4 at 7.